Hello and welcome back to Scarworld Season 2, Episode 9. My name is Volcata, and we will be resuming where we left off last episode with enhancing the industrial build area. As you can see, I've put a little bit of time here in the new and improved killing area for the iron golems. Oh, a little bit shy on that one. But I did move this forward one block as I had discussed in the previous one. And it works much better. I'm easily able to hit them. In fact, now I can hit them before it's a one-shot kill. So I still have to work on the timing a little bit. But it's worked. I got Iron Golem head. But enough of that. That's not what this episode's about. We are going to pick up where we left off, getting the initial collection system up and running. Definitely getting that done this episode. All this should be activated fairly soon, but I need 2 more silos. One for the iron ingots right here. And over here I am going to do the poppy silo. And the poppy silo is going to be massive. We went with 10 lamps for the iron block storage. We're going to go with 60 lamps for storing poppies. That's going to be huge. So I'm going to get started building that storage. I won't have a shulker loader for it, but that's fine. I mean, again, it's an input, not an output. There will be chest output, just so I have access to the poppies, or someone ever wants a bunch of poppies. But for the most part, it's going to be just going in and not coming out. So I'm going to get started with that, and then after that, probably build the second silo next to this one for the iron ingots. That way we can get this thing online and move on to other projects, like maybe storage for honey related stuff. Who knows? But I'm going to kick into a time lapse because this is a large build that's going to be fairly repetitive. I got a general design that I have in mind that hopefully will work out once it's takes shape, but it's going to be kind of large, and hopefully it'll look all right where I'm going to kind of cram it in. But without further ado, let's get to time-lapse mode. Alright. Alright. We got... Actually, I got something else to do real quick. We have done a lot with the whirly swirly. This is what I'm calling it. Although at the moment, I'm a little distracted. Because as I finished the project, I realized my wild llama that you guys have probably seen has strayed well out of reasonable bounds. And I am concerned for him. And I've always, in my head, called him Larry. Oh! I did name tag him at some point. Larry, get back over here. It's dangerous out here. Oh, dangerous. Take that way. I thought I had lost him. Alright, I'm going to... And I've got an extra Larry name tag. Maybe something happens to this Larry. Oh, I got me a black cat. Yay! And I bred him to get a spare just in case. Alright. Time for the grand tour. The first live demonstration of the whirly swirly in operation. So I've got these blocked off because I now have drop tunnels here. Obviously this is all still needs done up, but this was full and I really needed to push it. Yeah, used up some of my... I gave away a bunch of my shulkers, so I'm down to my last stack. There was someone had an incident with lava, lost all their equipment and their shulkers, so I gave them a whole new set of equipment, enchantments, and replacement shulkers. Alright, let's change this white because it's going to be for someone took a shot at me. This is going to be for the shulker loader. We want to make sure that it's working, and we don't want to take all the amount of time it takes to load it. One, two, three, four. Alrighty. This is what we're just gonna take those with us. Let's load this sucker into the system. As you see, it took it away. It won't reappear here because it's in the loader waiting for it to be filled. Alright, so the process is items come from a farm, in this case the iron farm. They go underground to whatever harvester arms, that's what I'm calling them, they happen to be connected to. In this case it's going to split between the two of them. Items fall out of the sky into the whirly swirly. They swirl, they fall down in there, they go through the filter system underground, and they go up water streams. So in this case, they go up these for the... Oops, I left the thing open. I need to go up there and fix that. Iron blocks here, iron ingots there, poppies there. Let's go up and close this door. Oh! Let's just pillar up. Why that door was open, I don't know. So we'll start out with a bunch of poppies and ingots. Going into each side. And as we come over here, we can hopefully see them arrive. Okay, the water stream isn't that long. Did we miss them? Oh, they're already swirling. Wow, that was fast. All right, well, normally there'll be a constant trickle feed, right? Because the golems will be dying. So if you look at the top of the silos, up there, well, this over here, I guess, we should see, yeah, there we go. So the iron ingots are falling down. And we won't see the poppies because the poppies it's an internal silo thing. But you see that they're adding up. And I should have also thrown in half of this stack here. See if we can get there fast enough this time to see it. So they're grouping up, right, because they're all being dropped in at the same time. Again, not a problem once it's its own little feed. So those are going to make their way into the... Man, that is so cool. I love the swirl. So much work has gone into this. The we should see them fall in over here. There they go. Haha. And now we should be like half a stack shy of the shulker kicking off, because we know that the thing was almost full. So here's the phase B of it. So all of that's going to normally come over, right? We're not going to normally have iron blocks being produced by that system. Right? I mean, right now we have a backlog of them that we've made previously. They will be all made here, right? So there's going to be all of these iron ingots. And so the reason why, now we know we threw it in 2 stacks. The reason why there are so many of these, there's more than 2 stacks, is because when we threw them manually into that hole, they're backing up behind that dirt from the golems dying and items group. So they were grouping through the dirt and into the ones that I was throwing. So we actually retrieved them. That's why we're over. So what we'll do is we'll be able to pull them out into our inventory in mass, craft them into blocks, and then just dump the blocks into here. And so you can see that's being sucked out. And so those, see, and they're come out of this one and back into the whirly swirly. Yeah, I know, I could have just sent them across. But I mean, this is fun. I love this. So, you know, we'll see them come popping out of the harvester arm relatively soon. I know it's a long process, but you know, I don't care how long it takes. Once it's in the system, it's in the system. I don't think there's really any risk of losing items to despawn, because they're always in something that's going to move them. You know, even if I were to unload the chunks, they're in water streams. And I don't know if I missed them. Did I miss them? Oh, no, there they go. And so that's probably all of them. I guess not. I love it. This is what I want to see. I want to see the trickle of them. And eventually there will be viewing platform down in the ground. But anyway, those are going to make their way up. All right, and once they have filled up, there we go. Full shulker box. So the shulker loader worked just fine. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This whole thing works. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so I'm just going to dump all this in. It's working. We got everything. Okay, so I want to break that object and that. Put that there, and put these here. I'll have to do some adjustments, but that's just fine. And these two trap doors, items will hit them and fall down. All right, and so that's it. That's it. That's all I need. I'm just gonna break these. And this will test the, you know, overflow potential of the mechanism. Right, because this is way more than a hopper can pick up. So this is a good test. Okay, so that's complete. And that, very good. Let's look at the swirling, and what we should see is we should see some backup. There we go. And that's how this is going to work, right? If we fill up a hopper like that, the hopper behind it will pick them up and swirl all around. So that's perfect. This is exactly what we want to see. And they will work their way out. Wow. Yeah, we really blasted the system. See, all these are full. And they made their way around to the second set. And it can handle a lot more. So this is fantastic. Yes, successful test. Haha. So I'm just going to sit here and watch this for a bit because it's awesome. And get all of the items into the system. All right, so let me get all this stuff cleaned up and figure out what we're doing next. Well, I figured out what's next, and I'm not excited about it. I, for some time now, have kind of in the back of my head known that there was something not right about my iron golem farm, and I really didn't want to do anything more on camera with it, but I had to acknowledge that I was only seeing 2 iron golems at a time. I kind of in the background had said to myself, well, maybe the different cells were just spawning out of sync, which is why I only saw 2 at a time, but I kind of knew better. Long story short, I took some time, watched it, and did a little bit of research, and ultimately the problem here was that the iron golems that were going down to the capture chamber were being seen by my second and third villager cells. If we talk about the cell that's closest to the edge of the map, it's cell number 1. So 2 and 3 were never spawning golems because they were getting the timer reset because there were golems sweeping by as their timer ran out. I did a bunch of different things to try to get around this. I just couldn't. I spent days working on this. And eventually I just went with the kind of nuclear option, which was dig a pit and sweep them out of sight. And originally I didn't want to do that because I had the, nice capture chamber. But more I thought about the design and what I could do with it, the more I thought, this could actually be kind of nice. And kind of reclaim the territory around it. So that's what I did. I dug some pits to capture them. I also added a 4th cell at some point during my testing, actually early on in my testing. So it's still not fully working, and it's because they're coming up to the kill chamber, and cell 3 and 4 I think are getting a glimpse of them sometimes, depending on the timing. But later on I'll probably move the whole kill chamber underground. But for now, this is much higher throughput, and I can still kill the golems to get heads. And I think this is where we're going to leave it, and I am not going to do any more on camera with this stupid golem farm. Okay, so with the iron golem shenanigans more or less mitigated at the moment, I actually came to a decision thanks to the process of kind of the rebuild here. Incidentally, due to the process. So, into the whirly swirly. So when I tore this down and I built the pits, I had to make sure that my cats and my birds and myself don't accidentally walk into the pit ourselves. And it was a simple solution just to build a small wall. I didn't want to build a tower. But in the process, I was looking at all the different wall types, and when I came across the red nether brick wall and tested it out, I was like, man, this is just beautiful. I mean, red nether brick isn't a new thing, but I haven't got to use it as much as I'd like to, and it just really popped on this, and it kind of made me want to use it more in this area. Now, we already had a plan. The trading hall here, once it gets built, I already intended to be a neutral tone. Whites, blacks, and grays, which is great. It's great contrast with the red nether brick. And I was thinking I wanted to incorporate some yellow into it using the, maybe honey bricks and the honeycomb. And so basically what I want to do is I want to start processes that are necessary to be able to get the resources for transforming this area. That gives me priority. I'm going to need red nether brick, and I'm going to need honey products. There will be some other things incorporated in, but those are the 2 primary things that farm related can be done now or next or soon so that I can start stockpiling the resources for in the future when I want to start taking out the grass and maybe burying the beacons and building non-functional structures like roads or whatever. I'm going to need the bee farm, and I'm going to need a industrial smelter, super smelter, and I'm going to need a fuel source for this smelter, which means bamboo. So this is wonderful. This is the direction. So this is where I'm going to go kind of next with this area. I've already started mapping out the area for the silos for the bee farm. I've already removed the sheeples, because I envision the industrial bee farm being generally in this area. The sheep have been put away, they haven't been harmed. I have shulkers full of their wool, so I have plenty for the process of, laying redstone. And I've built a little bee breeder in here. So I have 3 full ones and 1 empty one. And I can breed 3 sets of them. They pop into here and I grab it and swap it out for a new hive. So kind of setting the groundwork. But that's going to be it for this episode. We're out of time and much more to do, so that will have to carry on to the next episode. I thank you guys very much for taking your time to watch my episodes. Please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think, what you like. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.